I'm a hip star and you're not. Now, a lot of people have been talking about how MJF is the greatest heel in the business. Now, I haven't watched the product in a very long time because it's a cesspool of sociopathic, narcissistic grossness, and I just can't stand it. If you could ever personally break down who these people were, then you might not like it. But that's probably just me, and it's probably just you. So I Google searched it. MJF, who is this guy? Okay, it's a guy posing, he wears a scarf. Cool, I've seen that many, many times. In fact, I've done it many, many times. Don't brag. It's not very cute. So, alright, what else do we got? Google search it, and you get the main reason that MJF is the best heel in wrestling is because of what he manages to get away with en route to the ring. Okay, that really doesn't describe the in-ring wrestling, but MJF knows that the fans hate him, and he takes full advantage of that. Again, doesn't really describe much. Wrestling should be all about what you can do in ring, but Google is biased, so I do a YouTube search, and okay, well, this is him talking. He's talking again there. He's on a talk show. There's a theme song that starts with his talking. There's a podcast. There's a documentary that says a real documentary, but it's completely worked. And uses a fake name completely scripted by him. Now, another promo. Oh, he's doing a vlog there with the boss's wife. That's cool. An interview. Oh, that looks like a match, but it's actually a highlight. Now, how fucking long do I have to scroll down in order to see a match of him? You know what? I give up. All right, let's see. Let's give in to the first promo of his. Yikes, you think when he does get some money, he might remove that mole. Let's give it a chance.
He's borrowing money off of it.
1 second, guys. I'll get to you in a second. Hey, Cord Boy.
Why does he yell so much? Why are you yelling? You're probably excited, I get it. Did anybody see that vein in his head? That's a very vigorous vein.
See you in a second. Hey, Cord Boy.
It was there. Next match, it's pulsating out of his forehead.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, buddy. Look at me. I just want to have a quick little chat. Come up on the ring. Come on.
Wait, did he just call out a hired employee? Did he just really call out somebody that was just glad to be there? That he talked to beforehand? That he knew would work the spot? Oh no.
Do you need help from Wardlow to get in the ring, bud?
It's one of our grips.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Oh, it's one of that's not the size of a grip. No, nobody is a grip at that size. MJF is jerking it to a lot of big guys that are much bigger than him, willing to work under him. But he is willing to work with them. Oh gosh. Look at him so casually step in the ring. Look at that walk-in. It's like he's done this before. Yeah, that's definitely stepping into the ring like a grip, I'd say.
You know, when Cody decided to talk about my crossroads, I could have sworn I saw you laughing last week. Isn't that the case?
Why is he always yelling? Can we just talk? Is it possible? Do you always have to talk like this when communicating with people?
Were you laughing? Well, you know what, buddy? All is forgiven. All you have to do...
Is he going to get rid of that mole? Is that possible? It's very distracting. It's like a bad neck tattoo. No? It's just me. You're right.
Is kiss the ring.
This isn't scripted at all. This is very natural. He's so natural on the ring and in a promo. Could you imagine? Now, I've seen many times people just go crazy going in their head trying to call spots, going back and forth, pacing. Oh my god, okay, so I duck a clothesline, and then I do this, and then, okay, and then you call me an asshole, and then you give me heat for a second, and then you do this, okay, oh yeah. Could you imagine doing that when cutting a promo? I can only imagine that this is the case with MJF. Now, he seems so scripted. That's why he's so perfect in your eyes? Is that it? Oh, yikes.
Cody Rhodes.
I talk and I pause just perfectly. That's what I'm talking about.
You are without a shadow of a doubt one of the greatest wrestlers of this generation.
Gotta give credit to who you're facing, otherwise, who is gonna pay to see it?
Untouchable. Well, with the exception of one guy.
What's with his face? Why does he keep like cringing like that? That's a weird like Adderall twitch, don't you think?
Well, to quote a legend, bud, you do not throw rocks at a man with a machine gun, and when my mouth opens...
That's very original. Oh my gosh, I've never heard that before. Can you imagine that? And with those face twitches, wow, he's so natural.
Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it, but Cody, I don't need your crap, man. And I damn sure don't need your money because like all of these swine...
He talks really fast. Wow. And he does that, the weird, like, nasal twitch in between, like the nasal breathe in order to quickly get to his words. That's very natural, right? No help of Adderall or Ritalin at all. At all.
This proposal, and it was really cute. Don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed it. But, Cody, I don't need
He's probably just excited to be there, right? He must be.
Like that, huh? You guys thought that was funny! Yeah!
Why do you still yell when you talk? Are you able to just talk normally? Can I just ask you a question in public and you not go like, well, my inspiration to get into wrestling was, and I'll tell you. Oh, fuck, man.
What an amazing disc, Cody. You must have stayed up for hours on end, sweating just to think of that.
What was that face? What face did you just make? Can we freeze frame at the right time?
Yeah. What an amazing disc, Cody. You must have stayed up.
Ooh, that's kind of it.
For hours on.
Ooh, that's even worse. Buddy, what are you doing there? Your head is pulsating. You're the youngest star in the business. Why does your head look like that? That's some weird HGH / weird, what was that Bradley Cooper movie that made him think that he could be smarter than he was? The movie was actually about Adderall. I know I keep making that reference, but oh yikes! Let's move on. Oh, that's too much. Okay, this must be fun. So MJF mocks a crowd. Okay, so there he is with a crowd. So you would say, and a scarf, and a belly that will soon turn into Joe Rogan's HGH belly. So let's see what this is made of.
MJF loves him some MJF, baby. And I don't blame him. Look at this.
Do you think he used to be in his ma's bedroom, and when she was not home, of course, and practice his entrance? We've all done that. Everybody does it. He seems so choreographed that it just might be the case. I'm putting money on it.
This guy coming out with the nicest scarves.
Shut my music.
That's very original. So original. I've never seen that before.
Shut my music. Shut my music.
He did it 3 times in a row. Man, cool. Very cool stuff. You know who... you know how many times the guy that said, cut my music first, how many times he said that? He said it once. He's very excited, and I think he needs to either cut down on the enhancements or just settle down, bud.
So.
Very happy to be there. Very, very happy to be there. Maybe because he doesn't deserve it. I'm not saying it. It's just a hunch.
Satisfied.
I haven't even said anything yet, guys. Come on.
Why is he still yelling? This is... Come on, bud. Whoa, look at that. That's your crowd. Can we see that guy again? Is he in there somewhere? That's the hairline of a wrestling fan. Oh, fuck it, move on.
Trying to make you guys feel as comfortable as possible in your own skin, okay? So how about I give you nerds something I know you're gonna love?
Okay, well, does he even script his pauses? He just won't stop. Like, this is certainly not ad-libbed, as a lot of great wrestlers do. Just feel the moment and just go on. He's certainly churning out a script here. Hey, makes me uncomfortable. Alright, bud. Oh, God. Penning to a front row of a wrestling crowd just does not work anymore. Let me tell you. That is just... Look at that guy. Cool, I guess. You shave off that very quickly made beard because he's malnourished. And it might be a different story, but it's just, again,
She
me.
swallows, so...
Oh, a dick joke. Alright, California comedians would be proud because they're so edgy that that's all they can talk about is their penises. Cool.
You got a dollar store Tarzan, a 65-year-old grown man who's still in his emo phase from high school, and
Wait a minute. What's going on here? He's shouting very loudly again. Again, we don't have to do that to communicate with people. Only people who are very excited to be on a microphone do that. Let's hear this whole little spiel out, shall we?
Little pop quiz here for you nerds. What happens when you got a dollar store Tarzan, a 65-year-old...
Wait a minute. He was very, very good at pausing, waiting for crowd reactions beforehand. Why is he rushing this? Because he thought that this would be good for the promo? Shouldn't he have waited a little bit? No, he's a little too hyped up, and maybe whatever he's on is fastening the time in his mind.
A man who's still in his emo phase from high school, and Seabiscuit.
That's a very relevant reference. That's cool, man. Oh, yikes. And if this is hot with the crowd, then it's on them and not on him. So I take that back. Okay, alright. It just... How fucking long ago did that movie come out?
Talking. Yeah. What do you... actually, MJF, I'm a level 45 Padawan Warlock Knight, so you better watch your mouth.
Greatest heel in the business. Yes, well, he has a documentary out, and, well, that's in 2018, so that's 2 hours ago, years ago, So this should be good. But there's one part I wanted to show you, because the rest is a worked piece of bullsh. Here's a good one.
I'm glad we could meet up again.
Yeah, man.
Look at those bags under his eyes. He's got... Oof. Those are some Pete Davidson butthole eyes. Ouch. Now, the only thing that could do that, and believe me, I know, I have some, but about 3/4 of this monstrosity. I mean, this takes a lot of staying up at night and a lot of uppers. Believe me, that shit is pulsating. Look at that. They're purple and puffy and just like willing to spring out of his eyes, under his eyes. Yikes. But I'm sure he has a good script as to his response, right?
And I got to tell you, I don't have a lot of time.
I know, but there's
I'm trying to get out of here. Like, I had my match. You know, we had our fun. You got to hear everything.
He's so jittery. He's so willing to, like, I don't have the time to listen to you speak. I have to talk now, and I have to move on to the next bit. I have to go. Oh, my God. Oh, what's the next thing? Can't he take his time? Is that even possible in wrestling anymore?
About old MJF.
I know, but listen, I found some stuff. I went and interviewed your coach at your school, and he said something completely different in regard.
Oh, yikes, bud. Yeah. Trying to do an interview that you didn't want a part of, but you were willing to put the lavalier mic underneath your shirt. I guess that's part of the joke. You thought it was funny, but dude, if anybody knew how much of a hack you were, you probably wouldn't do this. I mean, if you'd studied a lot of comedy in your past, which I'm sure you haven't, you just paid a lot of attention to wrestlers you wanted to rip off, then you probably wouldn't have done this and thought that this was a cool idea. But this is very, very hack, and bro, I'm not even going to show it, but I don't know what his family situation was made of. Apparently he had a single mother, and she was just so... it was so hard to raise him being a single mother. But you know what? Once you have a common situation that's repeated many, many times, then it becomes predicted after a while, and people make stipulations to that certain situation. Now, you were on the Rosie O'Donnell show. You had many child superstar situations. It seems to me like your ma just was trying to shill you out to be a star, and instead of trying to raise you to be a decent human being with any social understanding or connection to the human world. That's probably just me, but it seems like you're a little just out there, and for a kid who seems to be very, very up there, and look at those bags under his eyes and how quick he is to react. I'm just saying, I mean, Adderall is prescribed, and you have to, it's very hard to get. It's boy do I know. You have to do many things unless you have some money to bypass those steps. And just saying, if this guy can get it, it's not as easy to get in the States as it is in Canada, unless this boy has dual, in which case, yeah, that's a step ahead of than the rest of society. So looks like little entitled boy had a step ahead of everybody. But that's his gimmick, right? I'm just totally feeding into his gimmick. What am I saying here?
Find these things out, like that house we were in. That's not even your house. Some house up for sale.
You know what?
No.
Let me explain something to you.
The only thing you told
Listen to me!
No, stop. Listen.
Hey!
He just likes yelling. And he doesn't understand mic levels to the point where I can't do a decent video without him blowing up my levels. Now, he had a great wrestling match recently, didn't he? Yeah, well, it was the big anticipated match with Cody Rhodes. Everybody wanted to see it. And here is, well, it starts with a Cody shine. Of course it does, because he's a classic heel.
There you go.
That was a kick that I'm sure they're going to say that landed in his neck, but Cody couldn't get his foot up. Even though he's like 5'8", he couldn't get it near his collarbone area and probably hit him in the chest. Cool.
What a shot. Oh, MJF though turns it around. Right hands exchanged by both men.
Look at those shots. Getting punched in the face, and nobody's reacting by putting their hands up. Wow, it's almost like they weren't ever in a real fight. Wow. Have you ever got punched in the face? Yeah, when somebody does that, don't you just kind of want to protect your face? Yeah, nobody really believes in that anymore, so. Here's a old school spot. This is very original of him. I'm sure he created it.
MJF would not make a good shoot thief.
No. It might be the guy in the back, that little Arn Anderson guy. The only reason he's probably there to make this match a little more interesting. Because up to here, it was Cody shining. He does a New Japan spot where he uses the ramp and he just goes to the back with his sweet time, and then he runs and he does a clothesline, and we've all seen that before, and then all of a sudden Cody's taking heat, and then it's a very nice convenience that Cody has zip-up boots. Wow, that's a very classic wrestler there, and MJF utilizes those zippers by taking his boot off. And it takes a bit. Of course it does.
Now, but MJF.
You can't predict wrestling.
Finally, it's going to completely change the complexion of this match.
Oh, you're stepping on my toe. Ouch. That's full force, too. He's really putting full force into stepping on my toe.
Shooting circles. With that broken toe.
Wow, he's gonna bite the toe. I'm sure that's very, very painful, the fact that it's gonna affect him the rest of the match just by biting one single toe. Oh, fuck, man. Yeah, so so he's going to sell a leg injury for the rest of the match just based on biting the toe. I kid you not. Like, this is only a highlight reel here, but legit, the most leg work he's done is biting his fucking toe. Now, sure, that hurts, but I don't think that's going to stop you from doing a drop kick, from walking properly. Maybe, most likely not for the rest of the match. You bite a toe, it's going to hurt, sure. All right, that's on him for being so gross and biting a stinky boot. But to sell it the rest of the match, he just bit a toe. He bit the foot. You take the foot out. Yeah, I'm sure there's some stupid logic in wrestling that can make this believable, because you can twist anything just like a really dumb movie plot, right? I'm sure in both their minds they can make themselves believe that this was cool, but I don't know you guys anymore. Am I just cynical?
But has MJF?
So he took forever to blade himself because he's probably a noob trying to do it. You're out there for a bit and he's trying to sell to the people on the outside, Cody that is, trying to sell while MJF is off screen cutting himself, and then the next time he's on screen he cuts himself open. Of course he does, just by a couple shots to the head. That's all it took apparently. You need heat, bro. Cool. So now he's all oh, look at me, I'm all dozy. Oh, yikes.
Hard right, yeah. Open that cut up. That's right. To make a cut again.
Oh, of course I need a 10 punch. That's a good idea.
It's a target now, much as Cody's toe was a target. His forehead's now a target, or maybe the hairline, top of the head.
Oh, I'm going to look at you and just hop off. Oh, I punched you a couple times. I'm just going to hop off right here. What's going to happen next?
And MJF charges in. Power.
He's gonna weeble wobble into a power slam. Can we see? I'm just gonna.
Maybe the hairline, top of the head.
Whoop! No, let's do that again with no sound on. Hold on for a second. Hold on. Oh, hey, how's it going, buddy? Whoop! Oh, yikes. And that's not even a power slam I'm talking about where he goes all the way over. I mean, MJF, if he had any cardio left, he could have straight went over. He's on the guy's body. If he's worried about landing on his head, he's on the guy's fucking body. If he went all the way over, he knows the other guy's momentum is flipping. So there's no reason he's going to land on his head. Either way, he's good. He might over-rotate at the worst-case scenario and land on his tailbone. But that's all on Cody if that happens, right? But they just do this shitty bump, and everybody's doing this nowadays, a la Randy Orton, where they're just going off to the side just because I'm blowing up, bro. Even though this is still part of my opening shine, I really haven't got much in other than biting a toe. I'm just going to go off to the side, and it's because I was blown up. I'm bleeding, bro. I'm bleeding, and this is what it's all about. But you know what? A match like this, a legendary match, should have a very legendary finish, right? That's what I would think, right? We're all anticipating it. What's gonna happen? Well, he decides to give one of those reverse twist of fate things, but he is so blown up, he's not gonna cover him. He's gonna give him another one. Oh, he kneed him in the face, and by the way, at this time, he has his gimmick, where he puts that little Super Bowl ring, championship ring, whatever the fuck that is, to show off that he's an alpha, because being a jock alpha means having a ring. It's very down to earth. Anyways, he has it on his pinky. That's his gimmick, or at least we can assume. We don't get a close-up of it. But he has it on one of his fingers at this point, right? So, after this attempt of a third reverse twist of fate, he gets kneed in the head, and then...
A knee shot right to the eye.
Oh, look at that. He just grazed him. He just totally grazed him, but he went through the motion, so it looks good on to the hard cam, right? By the way, he took 2 reverse twist of fate, I'd like you to remember, okay? And he looks pretty fine to me. To make that full force of a punch, that is.
Oh, triple Henderson. The energies.
Oh, that was a very, very quick reactive knee for a guy that just took 2 finishing moves. wow, you must really be a vet and have wrestled this guy. You really haven't, to the point where you could really see that coming and withstand it, right?
Into his body. There's a knee shot right to the eye.
Oh, wow, a full windmill punch with the little ring they have on your pinky there. You're going to put it back in your tights.
Jeff had the ring. He had the dynamite diamond on it.
Oh, wait. So you do the Shawn Michaels, even though your momentum of hitting the ropes. Wait a minute. Are you just marking out here, bro?
The energies. Pours into his body. There's a knee shot right to the eye. Oh! Wait a minute.
Oh. He had to put it in his tights in order to remember what his next motion was. Hate to do this again, but we need to see this again. Wait a minute. If this was natural, then he'd just totally fall against the ropes. But he's going to weeble wobble and just fall and do a Shawn Michaels. Wow. What a... Clearly a spot written by someone who hasn't thrown a punch before, I'd like to say. But, oh my gosh, guy... For a guy who's watched a lot of wrestling, that's cool and all. But if you imitate it and just regurgitate it into a bunch of certain moments of your match, it's like a singer who just does different parts of singing. Imagine doing Korn with Gwen Stefani with the fucking Nickelback. It doesn't fit in the song. You sound like a goof. And if anybody made that reaction, then everybody made that comparison, then people would know you're a bit of a goof too, and that you're just completely imitating everything that you've ever seen. Who am I to understand? I guess I won't. Anyways, I'm a hip star and you're not. I couldn't do this without Mel Hip, so make sure you subscribe. That's youtube.com/MelHip.
All this and more, tonight on Hipstar Tonight.
You suck. No one's gonna listen to this shit.